Good evening, everyone. Today we'll be answering three very important questions related to interviews. I hope we all can enjoy this session, which has been awaited for 5 days. Thank you. Let's get started with the first questions. What are India's biggest challenges today? As a country consisting of diversity communities, India is surrounded with tribals, generals, economic weaker sections, the poor, the destitute, and all kinds of people are resident here. Controlling the increase of population is absurd. However, creating something that can improve the society, the people of the citizens, is absolutely the need of the hour. Recently, we had seen floods from Kerala, the conflicts from Manipur. These are the two current events that have been witnessed by everyone. We all are aware of that. Both the states are suffered with their own perspective, their own respective causes. In this case, the government has not, the respective governments has not done anything. They were trying to improve the reasons, but the other side, due to floods, several homes had been wiped away. On the other hand, in Manipur, due to the conflicts, thousands of civilians are internally displaced. Apart from the killings of 200 plus innocent lives, a lot of people are searching for ways to survive. In this case, the country has to take part as drafted in the Indian Constitution. They had to provide some assistance to these states from the Consolidated Fund of India, because this contingency fund has been created under Article 262, which is meant to spend for people whoever faces problems. This is the current situation, and I believe that development, armed forces, industries are important, but what is more important than all these stuffs? Life. So we need to take care of all these lives that are a part of responsibility as governors. So my point is, for the government has to consider some assistance to these victims belonging to Kerala and Manipur. How do we stay updated with current events? Basically, at the beginning, I was not aware of how to tackle these current events. Because when we have researched about how people tackle understanding these current events, some recommended certain apps like InSorts, Ravi and Rats IS. These are certain sources. Yes, it does help some people from the apps, but to me it's kind of confusing. Finally, I begin to research and find out Ada 247. The app briefs all the current events compiled into a single page. So I used to take notes from these pages that gets published every day. This is how I updated myself regarding the current events. What change would you bring if given a chance? Given a chance to what? Since the question is not specific, I will consider myself as a political leader. What would I do to change the society? Is the question. As a young boy with full of potential, I have sinned, lost, failure of the examination. Not only within the state, in the current situation, we have witnessed that there are some candidates who are not able to give the examinations on the day of exam. So they are shifted to different dates. The examination center from their location is about 5 or 10 kilometers. Traveling by bus, it takes time. With traffic, most of them are late and left without preparing the examination. India consists of 1.4 billion at present. Talk about all the officials holding prominent posts, from the Home Minister to a clerk in the regional offices. They had to appear entrance exam to get certain jobs. When an IAS, a retired IAS officer, hauls from the office, he can be re-elected to holding crucial posts that requires experienced persons plus who have qualified the utmost competitive exams, shaping him on how to handle stress in the best way. The education system has collapsed. If the examination is not conducted fair and square. As I mentioned earlier, put yourself in the situation of the others. Candidates who are not able to appear the examinations because of a long journey for appearing the examination. They are left with nothing. The examiner rejected them from entering the room because some are late by 5 minutes, some are late by 10 minutes. It's very, very disappointing. Usually in any exams, we have required at least 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to appear the written exam, which takes only same day 1 hour. If the government can't manage all these things, what would happen to the youths? What would happen to the political leaders? What would happen to the executives? What would happen to the future generations? The level of competitive examination will become lower. As a result of this, our administrations, when representatives are elected on the basis of relations rather than competing one another, when such inexperienced persons have taken responsibility over hundreds and thousands of people, what would you experience? What would India be like? Today we have stayed here with peace and harmony because the officials have qualified, the elections selection process have been done fair and square. In regard to the previous years, the compromisations of examination has been mentioned from time to time. So it is time that we ban such inhuman acts. If any official is responsible for this, he should be jailed. Besides, fined for more than 5 crores. With this, composition as my intention, I will try my best to help all the aspirants preparing for different jobs. Because when the competition is fair, it does not disregard people based on the community, based on their backgrounds. I will help students because they are the future pillars of the nations. When they lost their trust towards the government, who are we going to select? Who do we want to be leaders? I want to be leaders who are well qualified, coming out over hundreds and thousands of candidates to be able to get the best leaders. Like teachers who are sitting here, I would like to encourage the youths by conducting the examinations free and fair and arranging the best way to help them in appearing the examinations.